Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today it is February 13th, 2018, almost Valentine's Day. And right now I'm in a park. As you can see, there's snow on the ground. And here in South Korea, we are in some of the coldest days of the year. The point where it's continuously cold for like a month. And when I say cold, like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, or it's 15 degrees Fahrenheit, or like -10 Celsius. So it's consistently this cold. And, you know, of course, this type of weather can drive you inside if you're not adapted. And I myself, I'm not native to here, so I'm not adapted to this weather, but I'm trying to build my adaptation because there's strength in that, adapting to your environment. To me, that's some of the best exercise that you can do, adapting yourself to different environments, because you're basically unlocking DNA. Environments unlock DNA. Environments bring out the best in you, and this is no different. So I just see it as like a challenge. And as you can see, I'm walking barefoot. I'm walking barefoot because, like the past week, I had a little bit of foot pain, and I was kind of wondering why I was having foot pain. And I realized that, I'm inside a whole lot more, and there's less sunshine, less nature, and of course, less energy because of my disconnect from nature. And it made me think, like, how can I get energy without I guess freezing too much, or maybe harming myself. And it made me think about grounding or walking barefoot, even though it's freezing cold out here. And when I did it, it was of course a little bit painful at first because of my sensitivity of the bottom of my feet, and me not doing this that much because of how the weather is nowadays. But after doing it for maybe 30 minutes, the sensitivity went away. I got used to it. And then after 45 minutes, I had like a surge of energy. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Where does energy come from? And, I already knew the answer to that. I already knew like the benefits of grounding. And in my previous videos, you see me usually sitting under a tree. And I'm usually pretty grounded. Well, I'm sitting on the ground, so I'm grounded there. And it keeps me quite warm by sitting on the ground. I don't really get cold until I get up and disconnect from the ground, get on my bike, and go back inside. That's when I begin to get excessively cold. It's after I stop grounding. So I know like the benefits, the effects of grounding, like, and how it can help you. But walking barefoot, it actually gave me better benefits than actually sitting my bare body on the ground. And it began to make me think, like, what's the difference between sitting on the ground and my bare feet actually touching the ground? And it made me think about like my previous experience when I was in Indonesia, Bali, and I ran across a practice where they massage your feet. It's called Reflexology, or it's like a foot massage, but the foot massage is designed to open up energy channels within your body through your feet. Take a look at this. I'll explain a little bit more. Okay, so take a look at this. This is a reflexology chart. and it shows the different pressure points on the bottom of your feet. As you can see, each of these pressure points correspond to different organs and different parts of your body. These are the points where your nerves end or begin, depending on how you want to look at it. And like your entire body is here at the bottom of your feet. They have like an energy channel. They are there to receive energy and bring that energy all throughout your body. And like, you know, we wear shoes and our body forgets how to open up these channels. But you can open up these channels manually by basically just massaging the channels. And when you massage the channel, the energy opens up. There's no longer a blockage. The energy can move freely. And like if you have pain in any part of your body, it means that there's a blockage of energy. And by opening up the blockage or the channel, the energy can move freely and it reduces the pain. Because pain is basically like an energy blockage. Something's slowing your energy down. So what do you do to remove pain? You add more energy or you remove the blockage. And what made me a believer in this, or less of a skeptic, is one time I took a trip. I went to Indonesia, Bali, and I did reflexology. Actually, I did it for fun, for entertainment purposes, just to basically to get a foot massage. And they did it for me, and they touched the pressure point on my feet. I forget because it was years ago, but they touched it, and I cringed because it hurt. And like this is what they do. This is their job. They know it well. They told me that I think it was my kidney, but I don't remember. It's been a while. But they told me that it was under pressure, and maybe I need to drink more water or something like this. And I began to think. Like a few months prior to that, I actually went and got a checkup. I got like a blood test checkup, a regular health checkup, and they also told me that I had I think issues with my kidney. I need to drink more water. So after this revelation, I became less of a skeptic about this, and it made me look more into it. And I never thought about how advanced of technology that our feet are. And it opened my mind to more possibilities related to this. So, with reflexology, using it, you can open up energy channels through the bottom of your foot by applying pressure. Why is this so? How can we do this? Well, here are my thoughts on it. Like today in our modern lives, we often wear shoes, and wearing shoes, they reduce the functions of our feet. They reduce the musculature of our feet. You know, a shoe is basically like a cast. Like if you break one of your bones and you wear a cast for an extended period of time, the muscle shrinks and loses some of its function. Well, the shoe does the same thing to your feet. And also, what I've also began to think about is that, like, when we're walking on the bottom of our feet, we're putting pressure to the various pressure points of our feet, which, just like reflexology, can open up the energy channels at the bottom of our feet to go through our entire bodies to all the corresponding organs and systems in our bodies. And like, why, like, we're opening up energy channels, but what are we opening up these energy channels to? And, you know, now I'm walking on the ground and I'm grounding myself. The earth is a huge magnet with infinite supply of negative energy, feminine energy. And by connecting to that, it, you know, taps you into all that feminine energy, which just makes you more receptive to all the other energies, the sun, the surrounding chi, and, you know, everything else in our environment, the energies known and unknown. And like if you think about it, you know, just you're basically, you know, plugging yourself in, applying the pressure to your feet, opens up the energy channels, and then you just step on the ground and you're plugged in. But in our modern day lives, you know, wearing shoes, we dumb our bodies down, and they can no longer do this on their own because, you know, the feet are blocked from this energy and your feet forget how to make this connection. And by doing this, you basically re-educate your feet back to being able to do this the way it's designed to be able to do in the first place. And okay, let's talk about the foot a little bit. All right, the foot has more than 7,000 corresponding nerve endings. And, you know, these nerve endings are, in my opinion, my belief, designed to connect to the earth and pull in all that feminine energy to make you absorb all the surrounding energies, the sun, and all the energy around you. Also, the foot has 250,000 sweat glands. Like the bottom of your feet are constantly secreting sweat and moisture. They say like a pint per day. And what does this do? What's the purpose of this? It increases the conductivity of electricity, of energy. So it makes you absorb the energy, you know, better. And, you know, throughout our day, we're, you know, wearing shoes. So, you know, our foot is sweating, but it's not conducting anything because the rubber sole shoe is blocking that energy anyway. And if you see now, I'm walking on the ground. There's ice on the ground. This is very conductive situation, or this is very conductive because of like the temperature, low temperature, an electric semiconducting system, which the human body is. It works better under these conditions, even though it's cold, a little bit uncomfortable. But I actually feel pretty good right now, walking in this snow or ice on the ground. It's not really bothering me like I thought it would. It actually feels very, very relaxing and very, very good. And what else about the foot? Yeah, I think it's just a very simple observation, you know, that, you know, the foot is designed to just plug into the earth and give us all this energy, all this negative feminine energy, which makes us more receptive to receive all these heavenly surroundings and energies that are available to us. And, you know, I do quite a few videos about sun gazing, and by opening up these energy channels through our foot first, before we sun gaze, we can make ourselves more receptive to sun gazing, or not. You don't have to sun gaze, but it's a way to absorb more of the energy that's around you just by walking barefoot. And like, I think, I haven't tried this myself, but I think you could take it a step further and do the reflexology. You could do the reflexology before you actually do the grounding and walking outside. Like if you have like an issue with like a certain part of your body, you find that a corresponding pressure point on the bottom of your feet, you can massage it, open up that energy channel before you actually do the grounding and the walking, and then after you open up the channel by massaging that pressure point on the bottom of your foot, you can walk, you can ground, and that pressure point will be open, and you can get even more benefit from that. I haven't tried it myself, but that just makes sense to me. I know the reflexology works, and I know the grounding works, so I really believe that those two things could work if you put them together. But I'll stop here with the video. Hope you took something from it. And my next video is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a little bit taboo, but it's something that I know a lot about, I have a lot of experience with, and I know it works, it's true, and I know that is real. So stay tuned for that. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to my video. I appreciate it. Stay warm, stay well. I love you. Love yourself. And I'll see you next time. I'm out.